Viewed by many to be an unviable champion on the LCS level, Talon was recently played by both Voyboy and Zhao in the NA LCS Summer Split Week 11. Although it was not the first time Talon was played at the pro level, he hasn't been played in LCS in over a year, and even still, was only played twice in LCS history. So what made this Talon pick not only possible, but a strong option that seemingly came out of nowhere? This is Pocket Picks. Talon's journey starts with two seemingly minor, but actually really significant changes that occurred in patches 4.1 and 4.5. In patch 4.1, Talon's Cutthroat was changed to teleport him slightly further behind his target when jumping to them, rather than jumping almost directly on top of them every time. This quality of life change was hoped for by Talon players for quite a long time. Before this change, landing his rake was very clunky and caused his full combo to be easy to flash out of due to the awkward positioning that your Cutthroat caused. With this fix, Talon became more difficult to outplay, but unfortunately, a bug arose that caused activating Noxian Diplomacy to break the stealth of Shadow Assault occasionally. This was a pretty significant bug since you would often use Noxian Diplomacy anyways before using Cutthroat to jump to the target, so it once again made his kit clunky, but that bug was fixed in patch 4.5. Now, one of the main advantages that Talon has over other assassins is the raw speed at which he executes his combo. With the silence and stealth in his kit, it causes his burst damage to be incredibly difficult to outplay, unlike other assassins, who although may have more mobility or a more reliable escape, they can be stopped with a quick crowd control spell or an exhaust pretty easily, whereas you can execute Talon's full combo pretty much the instant your stealth runs out. Although he may have some trouble going 100 to 0 completely on a target, the pure speed at which he does pull off his full combo makes him a huge force if he gets a lead in the game. Although his ultimate can be used as an escape, whenever he cannot use it, being a melee champion, it makes him vulnerable to ganks since Cutthroat is not a great escape ability, especially since it has a long cooldown and relies on having an enemy to jump to. A skilled jungler can punish this through early pressure with a laner who has crowd control, while also taking optimal gank paths to deny Cutthroat as an escape option. And so, at the LCS level, Talon requires your team to have a strong jungler matchup that can easily 2v2 your opponents before and around the level 6 range. This relieves a ton of pressure on Talon and gets rid of a key weakness in his kit by having your team composition overall cancel it out. In addition, Talon has a pretty solid matchup versus most of the anti-assassin mages of today's meta. Most of those champions like Ziggs and Orianna require some sort of travel time on their skill shot oriented abilities. Talon can use his Cutthroat to dodge an ability, silence any follow-up, as well as any immediate escape potential, and come out on top with an easy trade, and set up for kill pressure at a reasonable level 4 power spike, as well as a level 6 power spike, both of which are massive windows for kill pressure. As well as the stealth on his ultimate and optimal build path gives him a good matchup versus other common assassins like Zed, as well as AP based assassins who suffer from being forced to build early armor versus Talon. However, he is weak versus champions like Kayle, Pantheon, and Lee Sin, who can do a fine job of shutting down his kit, who, up until very recently, were played constantly, with the exception of Lee Sin, who is still played of course. So with the fallout of Kayle and Pantheon as two major counterpicks to Talon, it gives him a chance to rise up when played versus junglers who are weak early, such as Rengar. And so now we have seen Talon rise up as a pocket pick. Pocket picks work great at the LCS level, due to the surprise factor that often comes with them. Teams will usually hide these strategies in their scrims. For example, say if Curse is playing against Dignitas in any given week, they may completely forego using Talon in their scrims versus Dig, and only practice him versus other teams. They can metagame the strategy accordingly, ban some major counters such as Lee Sin, and use it to catch Dignitas off guard, which is what Curse did in week 11. They created an optimal situation to pull out the surprise Talon pick, and with that in mind, there's no wonder that the pick was so successful. Zhao on LMQ did do pretty much the same thing, but he actually lost his Talon game. However, he did start out as 5-1, which was transitioned poorly, and if you watch the game, it had a lot of very questionable, suboptimal fights from him that caused him to fail to carry the game. One thing we can see from this is that it's likely that Curse and LMQ practiced Talon versus each other, and possibly one of them introduced the pick to the other. With everything in mind, it looks like we'll see Talon played some more, as long as teams continue to set up comps for him. My name is Jeremy, and this is Pocket Picks. Let me know if you enjoyed the new series, as well as what other champions you think are pocket picks in the LCS. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now, or stay connected at facebook.com/gamingcurios. Drop a like, share this video, and make sure to subscribe for some more awesome content in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.